Students, now we are going to study about parallel plate capacitor. Okay, now the word parallel itself says there should be something parallel. Okay, what is parallel? Parallel plates. Okay, so we'll make two plates over here. Okay, these are two plates. First of all, we'll understand the construction of it. Okay, what it will have? Parallel plate capacitor will have two plates, one consisting of positive charge and one consisting of negative charge. Okay, so what will happen? There will be an electric field between the two things. Okay, the area of this plate will be equal to A1, let us assume, and area of this plate, let us assume, A2. Okay, but what we need to understand, we need to see that the plate is infinitely long. We have studied it in equipotential surface. The plate should be infinitely very long. Okay, and the distance by which they are separated is d, and d is very small. Okay, d should be very small. It is like d should be very less than compared to a. Why this condition is required, we will study it later on. Okay, but just now just remember d should be very less than a. Okay, now what we'll do, there are few conditions which are needed to be understood. Okay, first thing, A1 should be equal to A2. Okay, the area of both the plate should be equal to get good capacitance. Okay, it's not exactly that it should be always in square, that is plate should not be only in this shape, it can be in circular shape also, like this. Okay, this is also a plate. Okay, if both have the same area, suppose this has area A and this has area A. Okay, if both the areas are same, then also it can be a parallel plate capacitor. Okay, and second thing is the plate should be infinitely long. Okay, infinitely long compared to what? Compared to the distance. Okay, compared to the distance between the two, the plate should be infinitely long. To understand this, what we'll do, we'll just take one example. Suppose there is a wall, and on the wall there is a end. Okay, for end the wall will be like an infinite plate. Okay, for us we can see the whole wall, but when end is there in the center of the wall, what it can see? It can see only the wall on all the sides of it, wherever he can end can see. So for end the wall becomes an infinite plate. Okay, so two conditions, one condition is this and second condition is d is very much less than a, or this is infinite. Okay, infinitely long plate. Now we have two plates. Initially both are conductor and both are neutral. Okay, but they will have free electrons. So how can we charge one as positive and one as negative? What we can do, we can slowly bring charges from over here to here. Let us say dq charge. What we do, we take a small dq charge from over here and put it over here. So what will there? Here the charge will increase, so it will become more positive, and here the charge will decrease, so it will become more negative. Okay, after one dq, we'll again go here, again bring another dq over here. So what we'll do, again charge will increase over here, again the negative charge will increase over here. Okay, so in this manner we can do the charging of this plate. This is one of the method. This is just an imaginary concept, or if you want to take a real life how it happens, we can do it in this manner. Suppose we have this neutral conductors. Now it is connected to a circuit or a cell. Okay, so let us say this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. Now these are the conductors. So conductors always have free electrons inside it. So what it will do, the positive end of the cell will attract the electrons. Okay, it will attract the electrons from over here. So electrons will start moving over here. Okay, in this direction, and whenever it reaches over here, what happens? Again it is negative charge, so it will try to push back or throw back to the other plate. So what will happen? As the electrons are removed from over here, this plate gets positively charged and this plate gets negatively charged. Okay, this is just the concept to understand how the parallel plate capacitor works. This portion is not given in your book, but still we'll understand how it works. I hope you can understand this much. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll try to find out the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. To find the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor, what we need to do, we need to make a simple diagram for parallel plate capacitor. Suppose this is a positively charged plate, we have already studied about it, and this is negatively charged plate. Okay, so what will happen, there will be an electric field produced between them. Electric field due to this, let us say sigma is what, charge density Q by A. Okay, now we already known that area of both the plates should be equal, so let us say this is A and this is also A. So charge density due to this plate will be equal to sigma equals to Q by A. Similarly here also charge density is equals to Q by A. Okay, now what will happen, the electric field due to this positive charge, it will be in the direction of this. Okay, let us say this is plate number 1 and this is plate number 2, so E1 will be in this direction. Okay, now what will the direction of electric field due to negative charge, it will go towards it. Okay, so E2 will also be in the direction this. So if we want to find the net electric field, okay, net electric field will be equals to E1, both have same direction, so it will be E1 plus E2. Okay, now we need to know what is the electric field of parallel plate. For this you need to go back to the topic number 1.15.2 of your textbook, that is electric field due to infinite plate. I am directly writing the formula over here, that is sigma upon twice epsilon naught, that will be due to this plate, again due to this plate it will be sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, which will be equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. Okay, now we know what is the formula of capacitance. Capacitance equals to Q by V. Okay, this is the charge on the system and this is the potential difference between the two plates. I hope this much portion is very clear to you. Now we have studied about the potential difference. Can I write it in this form? Okay, dr, or you can say dv is equals to minus E dot dr. From this I can write this delta V minus E into dr. Dr is what? The distance. So here instead of the distance between the two is d, so instead of dr I can directly write d. Okay, now I can put the modulus over here because I just want the value. This negative sign is due to the direction of electric field. Okay, so delta V will be equals to E d. Okay, this we have already studied in the previous lectures. You can refer it. So the relation between the potential and the electric field. Okay, so what will happen over here, I can put the value of E from over here, delta V equals to sigma upon epsilon naught into d. Okay, I can take this. Okay, now what is the value of sigma? What is sigma? Sigma is charge and density, so I can write sigma equals to Q by A. So I can write this as Q upon A epsilon naught and here d. Okay, can I write it in this form? Yes. Okay, I'll continue this in next page. So from here we know, we'll write once again C equals to Q by V. We have found the value of V. You can write also delta V because it is always the potential difference. Okay, we have found it over here, that is equals to Q d upon epsilon naught A. Okay, so C will be equals to Q upon QD upon epsilon naught A. Okay, so what does this mean? QQ cancel, epsilon naught A upon D. Okay, so the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is equals to epsilon naught A by D. Okay, very important conclusion from here over here. Can you see over here, is there any value of Q or V? So is it dependent? Here in the main formula, according to definition what we have, capacitance is equals to Q by V. But does it depend on charge or potential? No, it does not depend on charge or potential. At the time of the manufacturing also, only the capacitance of any capacitor is fixed. It only depends upon the area and the dimension, that is the distance between the two plates and the medium in which it is kept. Okay, it does not depend on charge or potential. What happens, as we increase the charge, the potential increases. So ultimately what will happen, this ratio will always remain constant. Okay, So the capacitance of any object or any parallel plate capacitor does not depend on charge or potential. It only depends on the dimension and the medium. Okay, I hope this much portion is very clear to you. Thank you.